Hello friends, welcome to this educational video. So like in previous video that I have mentioned few things about salary components. So I will continue with this salary components and structure, and also will discuss something about the professional tax. So let's start. So as we can see here that salary consists of these following components. First one is the basic salary, and also sometimes it is included with the DNS allowances, and most of the time it is separately mentioned. DNS allowances separately mentioned from the basic salary, and this DNS allowances is it's very important in factories, in government sectors. Basically it's very important in government sectors most of the time, DNS allowances. And basic salary is calculated, the basic salary in DA is actually 50% of the gross salary. मीन्स ये जो ग्रॉस सैलरी है, ग्रॉस सैलरी के अंदर जितनी भी अलाउंसेज हैं, पेरोल एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑलरेडी नोज दैट कि एक पर्सन की, एक एग्जीक्यूटिव, एक प्रोफेशनल की उसके डेजिग्नेशन, उसके एक्सपीरियंस के अकॉर्डिंग इतनी ही सैलरी बननी चाहिए, एंड दिस शुड बी द ग्रॉस सैलरी. सो the payroll executive will like calculate the basic salary according 50% of the gross salary accordingly. Nowadays there are lots of payroll softwares, so it gets calculated just filling the details, like it gets calculated just filling the details. So now what I want to say is the basic salary and DNS allowances is the 50% of the gross salary. This is one thing to keep in mind about the gross salary. Now next, which comes very important component, that is HRA, that is human resource, it is house rental allowances, HRA, house rental allowances. So this house rental allowances is 40% of the basic सैलरी. मीन्स अगर बेसिक सैलरी का कुछ जो भी अमाउंट होगा, एक पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट होगा, उसका 40% कैलकुलेट किया जाएगा. दैट विल बी द HRA, हाउस रेंटल अलाउंसेस गिवन टू द एम्प्लॉय ऑफ द कंपनी, एंड दिस 40% इज फॉर द नॉन मेट्रो सिटीज, पर्सन लिविंग इन अ नॉन मेट्रो सिटी, एंड 50% if the person living in a metro city. So house rental allowances is basically to give benefit to a person to rent his, if person is living on a rent, so with the help of this house rent allowances person can rent his house. Also this house rental allowances is tax exemptable in case कि अगर person एक rented house में ड्वेल कर रहा है, सो ये हाउस रेंटल अलाउंसेस का जो एक्चुअल अमाउंट है वो टैक्सेबल अमाउंट में एग्जेम्प्टेड हो जाएगा, टैक्स अमाउंट में वेव ऑफ हो जाएगा. तो पर्सन को, उस इंडिविजुअल को एक बेनिफिट मिलेगा टैक्स अमाउंट में. हाउस रेंटल अलाउंसेस, हाउस रेंट अमाउंट शो कर उसके रेसिप्ट शो कर हाउस रेंट की रेसिप्ट शो कर उसको बेनिफिट मिलेगा. सो दिस हाउस रेंट अलाउंसेस टैक्सेबल टू सर्टेन लिमिट, एक सर्टेन लिमिट तक. दिस व्हाट सर्टेन लिमिट इज will be discussable in some other video, but most important is house rent allowances से एक एम्प्लॉय टैक्स अमाउंट में काफ़ी कुछ वेव ऑफ ले सकता है if he knows that fact कि हाउस रेंटल अलाउंसेस में जो हाउस रेंट अमाउंट है, if person is living in a rent house only, तो that is waive off, that amount is tax waive off, taxably exempted amount. बट अगर पर्सन अपनी एंसेस्टर्स की प्रॉपर्टी में रह रहा है या अपने खुद की ओन प्रॉपर्टी में सर्वाइव कर रह रहा है, सो इन दैट केस हाउस रेंटल अलाउंसेस, जो हाउस रेंट अमाउंट है, दैट इज नॉट वेव्ड ऑफ, वो टैक्सेबल अमाउंट में काउंट होगा. मीन्स उस पर भी उस पर्सन को टैक्स पे करना होगा इन दैट पर्टिकुलर केस. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज कन्वेंस अलाउंस, मेडिकल अलाउंसेस, स्पेशल अलाउंसेस, अदर अलाउंसेस, एंड देयर आर सम अदर अलाउंसेस, दैट इज fixed nature allowances, also like food coupons, then mobile bill and internet allowances. So some companies provides that also, depend on the nature of the company, and but these are the fixed allowances. Means special allowances होते हैं, other allowances, these are the fixed allowances. बाकी जो food coupon allowances हैं और mobile internet allowances, these are variable allowances. These are depends on the company to company कि whether they provide these things or not. So addition of all these components, we get the in-hand salary. Now comes the variables. मीन्स जो डिडक्शन एक एम्प्लॉय को अपनी सेविंग्स के लिए अपनी मंथली सैलरी से करना पड़ता है, और उसमें एम्प्लॉयर का भी क्या कंट्रीब्यूशन होता है, दैट कम्स इनटू द पिक्चर. सो प्रोविडेंट फंड, अकॉर्डिंग टू द प्रोविडेंट फंड एक्ट, this provident fund is deducted from the employee salary per month, and there is a contribution of employer also. So this is 12% of contribution, 12% of contribution from the employees. 12% of contribution is done by the employee, and 12% of contribution is done by the employer. So this 12% is from the provident fund wages amount. This provident fund wages is actually this provident fund wage is actually the summation of basic salary plus DA. And there is a condition of this that it includes ceiling limit of 15,000, which I will explain in detail later. So this is depends upon this. ये जो PF wages का 12% होता है, that is contributed by the employee also, and this also includes the amount in the pension scheme which is contributed by the employee. Now जो employer का contribution होता है 12% का, this is contribution which is done to means इस employer के contribution को 4 parts में divide किया जाता है, and जो अकाउंट PF अकाउंट होता है एक एम्प्लॉय का, सो उसमें सर्टेन परसेंटेज इज एडेड टू द पेंशन, सर्टेन परसेंटेज एडेड टू द PF, एंड इफ PPF इज ऑल्सो देयर देन इट इज एडेड टू दैट. एम्प्लॉयर का कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन जो 12% है वो एम्प्लॉय के PF अकाउंट में जाता है, देन एडमिन अकाउंट में जाता है, EDLI अकाउंट में जाता है. So there are 4 accounts basically जिसमें एम्प्लॉयर का contribution जाता है, so that I will explain later. So first thing to keep in mind is 12% जो होगा, that is 12% जो होगा provident fund wages का, that is to the that is contributed from the employees contribution. I mean that is contributed by the employee, and 12% of provident fund wages that is contributed by the employer itself. And also one thing to keep in mind, sometimes it is most of the companies, first of all, this PF deduction is only applicable when the strength of the company is more than 10 employees. अगर strength 10 employees, 20 employees, 10 to 20, in some state it is 10 employees की अगर minimum strength 10 employees की होनी चाहिए तभी PF deduction allowed है, applicable है. In some state it is 20, अगर 20 strength है employees की, so this PF deduction is applicable. If there is strength less than this 10 या 20, तो वहाँ PF deduction या ESIC deduction भी वहाँ possible ही नहीं है. This happens. So yes, so this is about the PF. Now next is the ESIC. ESIC is employee state insurance contribution. So this employee state it covers the medical insurance of an employee. This is applicable particularly for those employees जिनकी basic salary up to 21,000 है, not more than that. So all the employees medical health insurance is covering under that, which is provided by the company. First of all, ESIC बेनिफिट्स के लिए कंपनी को ESIC पोर्टल में जाकर इंश्योर्ड होना होगा, और ESIC की बेनिफिट्स के लिए भी दिस इज मैंडेटरी की like the strength of the company should be 10 in some state and should be 20 in some states. So this how happens. Now this ESIC contribution is 3.75% which is contributed by the employee of the ESIC wages, and 3.25% which is contributed by the employer of the ESIC wages. Now in this, including basic salary, all the allowances and PF and ESIC, and here comes another thing, that is professional tax. professional tax, that is PT. So this professional tax is according to this professional tax is like it totally depends upon that what are the investment that a employee is doing for there are various investment that employee does for himself and for his family. So it totally depends on the investment. If there are certain investments like ATC, ATD, ATE, section 24B, investment under section 24B, ATEE. So because of these investments, जो professional tax है employee का, it will get reduced, it will get waive off to a certain limit, and means according to the according to the this professional tax can not be more than 25,000 according to the as per the government rules and regulation. This professional tax cannot be more than 2500 per month. Okay, now it comes that what could be the benefits that employee can avail from the investments that he is doing. So suppose if according to ATC deduction, if an employee investing in premiums of LIC, if an employee investing in like PF contribution, obviously PF amount deducts, then an employee investing in equity shares and debentures. So for this, if employee investing in all these things, so there is certain limit of taxable amount that is waived off, or employee will get waived exemption to a certain limit. Employee will get exemption in the tax. Now next, this is about the ATC deduction. Now next comes ATD deduction, which is the health premiums. The premiums for the health policies in which the employees invest for himself, for his dependents, for his family like his parents, his spouse, for his children's. So these are the there are certain medical insurance policy which employee has to invest in premiums. So on basis of this those medical premiums, if an employee shows that particular investment figure in the form 16 B of that income tax form, so according to that particular figure, employee will get certain amount of tax exemption according to ATD. Now if suppose employee is not living in a rent house and employee owns a property, और because of that property employee has taken some loan, कोई employee ने एक loan लिया है because of the property उसने own किया है एक, and उसके लिए उसने एक loan लिया है. So उस loan के respect में भी उस लोन के रिस्पेक्ट में भी एम्प्लॉय को थोड़ा वेव ऑफ मिल सकता है, विच इज अकॉर्डिंग टू सेक्शन 24B. सो employee will get waive off on the principal amount of loan up to like 2 lakhs, and their employee can get additional waive off up to 50,000 according to ATEE. So like after the waive off of the tax, after the certain limit of tax exempted amount, whatever the professional tax comes, that will be deducted, and that is totally employee को पहले से ही notify किया जाता है, acknowledge किया जाता है that this amount is deductible, that depends upon the employee's investment. So ये amount कुछ specifically mention नहीं होता है salary slip में, ये employee के लिए understood होता है कि that depends on the investment what employee is going to show. Now next comes the gratuity and the bonus. Now this gratuity and bonus is variables, and gratuity is like whoever serves for 5 years continuously, only they can claim the